Check. We just clearing up some technical difficulties real quick, y'all. I got no camera from Jordan.
What?
Yeah, no camera.
Gotta fix it.
Yeah. What mic are you using?
It's just a laptop mic.
Okay. It's not horrible, it's just,
I think the other one is right there.
it's probably fine.
Actually.
It's fine. No. At least for now. I mean, if you feel like fucking with it, it's fine. Alright, sorry, y'all. We haven't done this in a while, so, bear with us. Share. Screen. All right. Go. And look a little. Oh, there it is. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Been a while. Chaotic Fantasy, welcome in. Glad you finally got to, see your request done. Welcome in, Carry the Spark, everybody. I'll probably, I guess before we get started, I mean, I guess, we haven't been here in a while. We had our break for summer. Jordan had family over from 4th of July. I think that was the last time Jordan's been on stream. Almost 2 months. Then we went on vacation the next week after that, and then we were like, I'm still tired, so I think we took off another week, and then after that, then I got my transfer to a new shift. I obviously still don't work Friday nights, but I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday evenings. The opposite. It was Tuesday through Friday morning. So then I had to, get used to that transition, which frees up more days for me to do stuff. But I don't know. I haven't felt like streaming, basically, I guess. Yeah, I just haven't really been in the mood for it. And also a lot of the weeks there was like, I was looking at the releases. I was like, I don't give a shit about anything. So we were just like, maybe next week. And then just kept putting it off. So we'll see how tonight goes. And, I don't know. I don't want to say we won't stream again. I don't know. I just haven't been in the mood lately. I'm also still in college. I just started my next semester this week as well. So, we'll just see how everything goes. Maybe, I don't know if maybe I need to move it to a different night other than Friday, because Friday night is also, y'all don't care, but Friday night's the only night that I play with my friends because they all work during the week, and so I'm off during the week, so I can't play any games like with them. They play on the weekends, which is when I'm at work. So Friday nights is the only time for us to, hang out and do that. So now But if I make another donation, I mean, I'm not gonna refund you your money. So, yeah, we will do it. If someone gives us money, we're make some time. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know if maybe I need to move it from Friday nights to maybe during the week or something. Or just have streams when it's someone releases something we care about or something. I don't know. I wanted to donate also, but I don't want to force a stream. Well, carry the spark. So I didn't say anything Chaotic Fantasy because Chaotic Fantasy donated, I think, in June, late June. But don't feel bad that's just how our streams go. Like, it takes a while. Carry the Spark waited, I think, 3 months for his EP review that was like a 15-minute album. So don't feel too bad that it's taken us this long. This is the norm. What games do you play right now? We play the usual. We play PUBG, Apex, and I just bought Tarkov last week. Just been playing a little bit of Tarkov, a little bit. Mostly just games together. On my spare time, I play League. I don't play that with anybody because it's a toxic game, and if you want to hate your friends, you'll play with them. So I don't do that. But yeah, so basically, I just haven't been feeling like streaming. So we will just streams will be tentative for now. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll get the mood back for it. Just depends on the releases and all that too. I think every Friday was just like, oh, I was like, oh god, now I got, what albums am I gonna fucking pick? Is it, it wasn't as fun. It wasn't as, it felt more like a job. So just trying to figure out a way to make everything a little bit more fun. But all right, we got some viewers in here, so let's go ahead and get some fucking music started. The reaction scene has kind of cooled in recent times as well, so I think you're not the only one. Yeah. That's another reason, part of it. I feel bad because I just haven't had time to do any actual reaction videos, and Sharp Tone's been like emailing me like 3 times a week with new songs. I'm like I haven't responded at all. I'm like, shit, they're gonna just like stop at some point. So I feel bad about that. Yeah, I mean, ideally, in the ideal perfect world, I would want to do more videos of not reaction stuff. Like I've wanted to do some like kind of like lore videos of bands, like bands that are making a comeback, and be like, here's this is why you should listen to this band, etc., etc. Shit like that. I think there's some other channels that do similar stuff. That's like what I want to do. I just that's gonna take some time getting to be able to do that, like being good at it. And then it's like, would I post them on this channel because this channel's used to reaction videos? So in YouTube's algorithm thing is weird. So if I've got 5,000 subs of people that do reaction, looking for reaction stuff, are they gonna click on this kind of shit, or do it? What I need to? I don't know. It's a pain in the ass. So I've just been kind of avoiding a lot of stuff lately. So anyways, not that y'all are, this is my therapy session. We are here to listen to new music. So yeah, maybe a little bit. Blunts, welcome in. Yeah, I like all those heavy competitive games. Since Halo 1 days, that's what me and my friends have been doing. We just play competitive games together. That's what we do.
Halo 2.
Scared to hear the new Oceano. It's funny because Adam from Oceano is live now. He went live at the literal exact same time. You weren't too big on the recent single. I liked all the singles. I thought they were all good. So I'm pretty hopeful. But we are gonna do Chaotic Fantasies paid request first. Just to build suspense or whatever. So Oceano will be after we're done with this album. So here we go. It is fuck, I already forgot the name of it. Gravitron. Damn it. Phone's right here.
Optimus Prime.
What is this restream shit? I don't know. What are you seeing? What restream is oh, is it like the description? Is it did it like put some shit in the description? Is that what that is? Restream is just I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Because I couldn't make a decision on you know, because I have more people on YouTube, but I also want to stream on Twitch, so it's like, which one do I want to do? So I said fuck it and just stream to both. Oh yeah, it's just the link is gone in the I'll pull it up in a second once I get this music going. In a second. Are you talking? I'm assuming you're talking about the donation link and all that. Yeah, it's also because I didn't prepare. Like on YouTube, you set up a stream ahead of time, and it'll say, you know, so it'll tell people they'll be streaming at, you know, this time. This I didn't make a stream for it. I just hit start streaming, so it's not gonna have any of the normal information in there. Graviton. The Reaping of Eternity. Full album. By the way, I tried to tag this band on Instagram. I think I got the right one, but there was also 5 other fucking bands named Graviton. So, yeah. Not even kidding. Like, I literally had trouble. Also, let me know how the audio is. Again, we haven't been on stream in a while, so, and I had a big update, so all this on my screen looks different than it normally does. Looks like Deathcore Gent from Australia. Also in Spotify, it said it came out in 2023, but this says 2022 on here, so it is fairly new. And also, shout out to Chaotic Fantasy, because they did pay for this album request. Let me give y'all some volume a little bit. He's got some vocals. Get the Streamlabs link. Yeah, got some toilet bowls in there. He hits those lows though. Let me go to YouTube. Trying to remember all these. Ooh. Is that real bass or fake bass? That's a real bass. like the weight of it. All right, I put the link in the description again.
The band sounds like they wear their guitars up here. Like
They
portable tires.
They turned up the mids. They didn't scoop the mids. They turned them up. It's funny because deathcore gent, it just makes it feel like it's just groove deathcore. That's what I call it.
Compared to the breadth of knowledge yet to be known, what does your life actually matter?
Also, the Graviton that I tagged in on Instagram only had one post. So I don't know if they're like still around or what. But it was the post. It had the logo on it. So I'm pretty sure it's the right one.
Should have been an 808 pick.
Let me see if I can. Let me look on Facebook and see if I can find the page on Facebook. Oh, Chaotic Fantasy with a fucking $70 donation. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
For another album review. So I guess we're not out of it yet. Thank you. Her last sight. I think is what that said. Well, there you go. I can carry the spark. Now is your chance to request one, because now we can just tack it onto that stream. What was I doing? Facebook. Graviton. Not that one. That one is Thrash. This one. Here it is. Okay, the date on this.
Like 2011.
Yeah. How much for? How much for an EP? An EP is what do we say? I think 20 is about average. So their Facebook says the date on this is wrong. It is not 2022, it is 2023. Hardcore Keem did a reaction. But that was their last post on Facebook. That was in February of last year. The vocals have really good, a lot of range. He's got some like Lorna style, like, you know, change ups that he does, but obviously without being cringy.
Beneath the Sky.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the head full popcorn bucket. It was really good quality. I wasn't gonna do it, but like it's like actual textured. It's not like just hard plastic. So I was like, I gotta buy that. I was like, that's too nice. Another Dead Vectors EP is probably too obvious, probably. Hopefully they put out something soon. Well, there was that one time when I complained that I wanted a full-length album, and then I think they took it to heart. We're like, all right, we're gonna stop posting stuff, and then we're gonna put something out later. It's like, god damn it.
Locals also remind me of that band, Nocturnal Bloodlust from Japan.
Oh, from Japan, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the highs. It's all those highs that he does.
That, and they got like the orchestral, like,
Mm-hmm.
shit.
So Tana and I have been watching all the Alien movies recently because she hasn't seen any of them. And wanted to see. Well, we had watched Alien 1 years ago. She'd seen that one, but never the sequels. And then the Alien Romulus came out, and so we watched 2, 3, and Prometheus before seeing Romulus. And then we watched Covenant last night. And you know, it gave me a huge appreciation for the original Alien. Like, that shit, for 1979, like, that is insane. Like, the concept and everything of it, the design, nuts.
There we go.
Oh yeah, I have the Blu-ray that comes with like all the books and everything. Here, look, I got one of them hanging up on my wall. Hold on. Tana framed it for me. It's got all the. It's got all the original like creature designs of shit.
Alien is my favorite, like, movie franchise.
I still love Prometheus. I thought that shit is great. Covenant was definitely a little weird, but it wasn't bad. It still had good stuff in it.
I thought Tana was talking shit about David.
Yeah, the synthetic. She was like, "Fuck that, dude."
Yeah, I watched 3 and Resurrection the other night. 3 is good, but Resurrection is just like, this is an action movie.
Have you
Early
seen?
2000s action movie.
Have you seen the Romulus yet? Yeah. I don't want to spoil it for anyone anyways, but if y'all do go see Romulus, I suggest watching them all first. There's just a bunch of like little stuff that connects and you're just like, oh, I don't know. Even Resurrection. That's all I'll say. And Prometheus. From all of them. I feel like the only thing this is missing so far is like some like, you know, I don't want to be the token guy on saying it, but you know, it needs some breakdowns, some big like a fat like slow. Watch this be one right here. Watch, look. Never mind. I was like, I need some slow. I spoke too soon. That's the definition. Jesus.
Hey, Dream
That's a good like little like piggyback off of the like a little change up. With a little thunderstorm in the background. I like that. A lo-fi guitar intro. Is this gonna be an interlude? I'm wondering. I almost feel like he should commit to those blast beats right there. Like, just release some, like, nasty blast beat. Some piercing ass highs. Like the pacing of it, I think this is probably my favorite song so far. This is a,
Yeah.
especially after that breakdown. I think that change up into this song is really good. You never hear anybody do that kind of little jinty, you know, break with a bass guitar. It's usually just the guitar, you know? You never hear a...
Less just like an actual like talk,
The mid vocals sound new unless I missed it in the previous track. No, I think he's done some he's definitely done more mids and high, or sorry, lows and highs. But he's got some range for sure. Born of Osiris ass intro.
The Discovery.
I don't know the last time I listened to that album, to be honest.
I love that album. It's like a 10 out of 10 album, but like, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't even think I've listened to like a track off of it in that long.
Because usually I'll go back to like the first EP. A New Rain.
And then I have my favorite Born of Osiris songs are a couple off of the album after that.
Power Ride.
Yeah.
Got like rap part up there.
Yeah, Exist is my favorite, and then the title track, I think.
There's just a mix on that album that's so like...
Yeah, it's weird.
It's almost like this.
Yeah, it's very, very trebly. Now those are some new mids. Kind of like it's kind of like a sing scream Chester. Is this the new vocalist of Linkin Park?
Get out of it.
The one thing I really did want to, Within the Ruins put out a new album last week. I feel bad about not getting that one done. Because I love Within the Ruins. His highs almost remind me of Chelsea Grin a little bit. Where it's got kind of that little bit of nasally kind of, you know. Yeah, I think Jordan posted it in our group chat, but I didn't look at it. I saw Alan. Let me look.
I was surprised because the first song they put out like a month and a half, almost 2 months ago.
Why is my Spotify not logged in on here? I guess because it's been so fucking long. Jesus.
It was a really good song. But I mean, it's Reflections and the dude from Bill Darta, so...
It's a single. It's got 2 tracks, actually. 9 minutes 53 seconds. Almost an EP.
It was a little bit closer to like the color clear, kinda.
Oh, this is cool. Look at the instrumental version of this Redux. It's reversed. I like that.
Reflection.
That's reflection. Fuck on my video real quick. Change this up. Haven't done it in a while. Better quality. Right about there. Should be a little clear. Right, 6 out of 7, 8, 9. Guest vocals, a guy from Loon. How did you find all this out? Where did you get the information? Because I can't find shit about this band anywhere. Crap. I'll be right back. I had bought some buffalo chicken dip from Target earlier, and I forgot that I left the bags in my car. So I had to go grab it and put it in the fridge. Track 7, Recreate.
Isn't that one of those songs off of The Discovery?
Oh, yeah. God damn, 16 tracks.
Yeah, those last few songs, like a 2-minute solo into a 5-minute song.
They put out. I mean, you can see the influence from just the album cover is very, you know, big being in space with some planets and shit floating around. But this one's red. Yeah, did y'all see Metal Burb's video? He was talking about how he wants to start maybe adding in some like rap reactions and stuff. Like, that's a interesting choice. I think, like Carry the Spark was saying, a lot of people are just trying to, you know, figure out new stuff to do. He hits those highs, man. Like I said, you need to go see Alien. Hannah's already seen it twice in theaters. She went with another one of her friends yesterday or the day before. There's some cleans. I also wonder if that's another feature. wonder if I can pull up Apple Music. I've never used Apple Music, so I don't know what it'll let me see. Graviton. Which one was that one? That was create. No, it doesn't say if it is. But it does show the feature from that other one. Very interesting, like, instrumentals in the back. Almost like a xylophone or something. I'm pretty sure it was just keys, but it had that kind of effect. Well, it also kind of gives a effect of like, kind of seems like raindrops visually. Also reminds me of that hand pan from fucking Dead Vectors. I believe this is the final track, God Eater. More Chelsea Grin. This is like whole song a breakdown. Oh, picking it up.
Yeah.
Some like really pretty instrumentals on the back, or effects, I mean. Oh, whoa. What? They had a little animation there at the end for the the really kind of jump scare a little bit. All right. All right. Put this on the discussion mode. I won't do the intro. Normally do. We're just gonna talk about it. All right. All right. So Graviton and the Reaping of Eternity. Apparently, this came out early last year. I think January 8th is what this says. 2023. I had never heard of it. This was a viewer request, donation from Chaotic Fantasy. So shout out to Chaotic Fantasy. Thank you so much for that, and giving us an opportunity to find some new music. So this was labeled as deathcore / gent, and I would say it's fairly accurate. But I don't want to put the gent part in like a a pejorative, negative kind of sense, because I don't think it really leans into that. It's very much very deathcore. It's more of like technical deathcore than anything else. It just has like, some genty kind of like riffs here and there, like,
tone.
Yeah, it's got the tone, but it's not like focused on the, the gent. It has groove for sure. But it doesn't really lean on that. It's more, and honestly, these days, that's kind of a tone a lot of bands have without calling themselves gent. It's just more like technical kind of deathcore. Excuse me, very reminiscent and derivative of Born of Osiris, but I think it also leans on other deathcore stuff like Chelsea Grin. There's a lot of Chelsea Grin in here for like the very heavy parts that, you know, Born of Osiris doesn't really lean into. So I think it does have a cool little mix of those kinds of genres, and I can really appreciate that. I think the notable parts of this album were the vocals. The vocalist definitely has some pretty crazy range. He's got some highs that are like almost like tea kettle like style. They're very piercing, not in a bad way, but they kind of, you know, they kind of creep up and come out of nowhere. He's also got some like toilet bowl lows. He's got some like hardcore kind of mids, and other mids, and then like the screamy singy mids. So the dude is all over the place. So huge props to them on that. I think that dude is very talented. There's even some cleans in here. I don't know if those are I don't think those are, it's a feature, because it probably would have said, at least I couldn't find a lot of information, but according to Apple Music, one of the songs has a feature, and it's not the one with cleans. So that was a nice little surprise. They only did it once, I think. Well, they did the, you know, the Chester kind of cleans in another song, but this one was like actual cleans. So still very, very sparingly. So I thought that was a nice touch. I think one of my favorite parts in the album, my favorite song for sure, was Begging the Heavens. That one is very kind of very pretty sounding. It's very melodic, has like this ethereal kind of spacey piano in the back, and it's kind of a little bit upbeat, more bright, you know, that plays to my taste in general, but it contrasts the songs around it, because the song, like the very end of the song previous, it was like this heavy ass breakdown, like super slow, which is funny because we were listening to it and I was like, this album doesn't really have any heavy breakdowns, and then literally instant build up into a breakdown, and I was like, okay, never mind. And then so that breakdown hits, and then it changes into the next song, this really bright kind of pickup. I thought that was a really cool transition, really stuck out to me. So I really, really like that. So definitely favorite track, Begging the Heavens. Again, if you didn't listen to the album and you just want to hear a song on there, go listen to the song before that, Archon 1, and then immediately go into Begging the Heavens. It's a nice little play out. The rest of it is, I'd say fairly pretty standard technical deathcore, again, but not in like a negative sense. Not very, it still has its own little kind of vibe, especially with the vocals. Again, back to the vocals, I did forget to mention his range is like, he has some moments where he sounds like Lorna Shore, what's his nuts, I don't know why I can't fucking remember his name. I haven't said his name in forever. No, other guy, the Zoomer haircut,
Darko.
No, that's the other guy. Lorna Shore. Fucking hipster haircut guy. He does the pig snarls.
Not CJ, no.
He does the pig snarls.
Will.
God damn it. Will Ramos. God damn. Jesus, yes, that. He reminds me of, he has some like Will Ramos moments, but he doesn't do the cringy, where all the music goes away and it's just the vocals and it's like, oh, here we go, It's very blended in, and I can super appreciate that for not really, for doing the vocal wankery, but not being focused on the vocal wankery. It's very much tied into the underneath all the rest of the music. So I thought that was a huge plus. The big negative for me is the production. Again, this is like a debut. I'm not familiar with the producer. I'm assuming, it's not like a big production, so it's not like I'm going to take off a lot of points or anything. But I got to note it. It is very high kind of treble, for my taste. Which, honestly is kind of part of the genre. There's a lot, again, Born of Osiris does that a lot too. Very high treble, very high mids as well. There wasn't a lot of lows. So I could have used a little bit more balance there, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. But other than that, I think it was a really fun listen. Lots of nice moments to kind of shine. There are parts where you can kind of get lost in the technicality, where it's just if you're not really one to sit and listen and pay attention to stuff, it can just sound like wankery, doodles and kind of all that stuff. So I can see that being a negative for some people, but again, it's not like breakdown ridden. There's only I'd really say like 2 to 3 full slow breakdowns, and one of them is like the last song is like the half of the fucking song is a breakdown. So that's good. That they kind of, again, they use the tropes of the genres sparingly. So that is a good thing. They spread a lot of the stuff out. It's not focused on the djent. It's not focused on the breakdowns. I guess you could say that's playing it safe, but you could also say playing it safe is focusing on the tropes. So I think it's very well balanced. So I think I like that. So yeah, I thought it was good. Jordan, what did you think?
I thought that was pretty above average. I think that was honestly one of the better albums I've heard this year, other than like the real big ones. But I really haven't heard too many like really standout albums that really kind of like peak above everyone else. But I think this is it did come out last year, but I'd probably say that about last year as well. There was a lot of albums that came out last year, but a lot of them were just kind of like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. So I'd definitely say this is a step up. It's definitely really good balanced sound, like Michael said. They don't really have like a super unique sound overall, but the way that they put everything together gives it kind of like that, and just that little bit of a push. Going back to what Michael said, they use those tropes very sparingly, but whenever they do, they kind of mix it in the song, and they actually, have a song surrounding it. So that's really good. Favorite part of the album, favorite song was definitely "Begging the Heavens." That one was awesome. I think the little like synth intro was probably the thing that kind of like set it apart for me. I was like, oh, that's really cool, and they kind of kept that going throughout the whole song, even to the end, and they kind of like slowed it down at the end, and then they kind of like wrapped it up, which I thought was really cool. Favorite part overall, I think the vocals and the drumming, for sure. The drumming is definitely very chaotic at times, but it suits the music. And there's some times during the album where it kind of slows down. And they play with like all the splashes and the little ting tings and all that. It definitely stands out in those moments. I think the cymbals could have been a little bit higher, but just in general, the whole album was very trebly, so I think that probably could have made it a little bit too much. So maybe they could have like brought down the vocals just like 2 dB, and like the guitars down like 2 dB, and then kind of have the cymbals poke out a little bit more. And I think it would have been excellent. But what you can hear is really good. There's a lot of I wouldn't say they'd play just straight beats all the time, and they don't really play what you would kind of expect. Like Michael made a comment where he's like, "Oh, they're not really committing to like the blast beat," but then like in another section, kind of like after that, they definitely commit to the blast beat, and they keep it going a little bit more, and then they have a lot more different fills and stuff around it. So I think that was really cool. The double kick on the albums is very very clicky, but not like too egregious. It just suits it right whenever they go into those really fast parts. Perfectly mixed, I think, on that part. Guitar is really good. I think there's a lot of really cool riffs on this. And not even just like heavy riffs. There are some kind of like chiller kind of like guitar parts on this. They're not like super, chill, but there's a little bit here and there to kind of like differentiate a little bit and kind of have a little bit of a breather here and there. Um, uh, Other than that, I don't really know what else to say, but I definitely want to hear something else from this band. I don't know, maybe they'll come back and make another album or something. I don't know, or maybe we'll have to go back and see if they have some other albums or something. But I'd definitely be interested to hear some other stuff from the band.
All right. What would you rate this album?
I'm gonna give this just a straight 8. I think it's pretty above average. I It's definitely kind of close to a 9. If I could give it like an 8.5, I'd definitely give it an 8.5. Um, yeah, I just maybe would have liked to hear like maybe some kind of chill, kind of clean sections a little bit here and there. They did have a little bit with like the clean singing, but that was more still kind of like in the context of like a kind of like heavy, kind of like riffy setting, which I definitely like that. But I definitely could have heard like some like reflections, kind of melodic, clean parts. Maybe another solo or something like that. Definitely could have brought it up. Um, yeah, other than that, I don't really have any complaints.
Yeah, I think I'll probably agree with you there. I think it was about an 8 out of 10 for sure on the higher end. I think it could with some better production could have probably hit a 9. To be honest, some nice having a little bit more of that bass. The little moments with the 808s. I think they were in there as just again there wasn't a lot of low end. Which is funny because Chaotic Fantasy said I'm all about that treble, which when I'm in the car, I do have the treble turned up like all the way. But that would be a negative because when I play this album, then the treble's like really, really big. I think the mix just could have used that little bit of push and would have been in like a 9. And then, like you said, maybe some like a more of a paced out moment, because this album is very fast. It is very, a lot of, I wouldn't say blast beats, but a lot of really fast groove to it. So maybe just a couple moments to kind of break that up a little bit more, other than breakdowns. Could have pushed it to a 10, but still 8 is a pretty high score, especially for a debut album from someone we never heard. I think that's good. So, yeah, great job to Graviton, and also again, shout out to Chaotic Fantasy. Thank you for the donation request for this. So, all right. All right. Time for the main event. Oceano. Living Chaos. This is a very interesting album cover. It's like 3D almost. I'm very curious about that. It's very interesting. Let me just check the
Gotta get that AI,
Yeah, I don't know if it really is, but my setting in the car is -3 on bass. The bass is dependent on the speakers for me, depending on which car I'm in. If it's like some older speakers where they're probably gonna rattle, I'll turn it down for sure. If it's in my like newer car that can handle it, I'll put it up to like a +3 or something like that. But then like mids will get like a +5, and treble is like +7, which is like max. It's usually what I go for. Living Chaos. We got 9 tracks. Wasted Life, Mass Produced, Wasted Mass, Darkness into Wounds, Interlude, Price Pain, Living Chaos, Broken Curse, 514, 247. Now I just want to check the times on these. 341. Make sure we're not missing 238, 422, 6. 407. All right, cool. All right, we are good to go with the YouTube playlist. So here we go. Oceano, one of my favorite bands of all time. Hopefully they don't disappoint. This should be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention, Cryptid Toki, thank you for the follow. We were doing our little recorded section. Hear that little bit of bass. The drum production is already outstanding. Like, listen to this.
Yeah.
Every fucking note.
Album art is very A-Star eager.
Yeah.
Or Final Fantasy
The Sin.
Yeah. Or like The Wall.
The Wall. The Wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, not trying to spoil anything, but...
You hear the water? That's like in the background of the video too.
Definitely Oceano.
Yeah, a lot of people were worried because the singles were very melodic, which that got me hyped. I was like, oh yeah, fuck, melodic Oceano, let's go. Is that like cleans in the background? What was that? Did y'all hear that? It was like, it sounded like a little line of like clean vocals. Let me rewind it so y'all can hear it real quick. Hold on. Listen, it's very faint. Right here. You hear that? It's like a very faint, like repeated line of clean vocals. Very, very faint. Oh. That's definitely different. Oh yeah, this was the single, right? One of the singles? Mass produced. This was the first single. That's interesting that this doesn't have the video for it. With the guitar solo that comes in out of nowhere. that bass. The first time I heard that shit, I almost started like tearing up. I was like, God damn. That fucking guitar solo. Turn it up just a smidge. I think I even said that in one of my reactions that the drum production was like just like my favorite part, like was just so fucking good. Oh, that fucking riff. I like how the guitar in the back, like, this slowly gets, like, more melodic. Really, the cymbal work is very, like, kind of bright. Gives it kind of a... That is mids. really like that he does those mids right there. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna try to be as objective as possible here, okay? You know, and ignore that that Oceano is one of my favorite bands, okay? But this is like really good, so. Track number 4, Into the Flames. Oh, the lyric video. This got me bricked up so far. I like that. It's a very death metal kind of riff and imagery. He just name dropped like 2 different albums. He said Ascendance and Revelations in the lyrics. Jesus Christ. Also, that riff, I can't place it. It's off of the first like couple albums. That dun, 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 dun. It's off of something. So this was the track a lot of people were saying was very like modern metalcore. So let's see how it feels in context of the album. Carry the Spike says, I think I just didn't like this one as much because it's very repetitive. It's the trap hi-hats, man. It's the tri-hat hi-hats for you. Like the second like pre-chorus is like hits. Is that a Metallica reference? And they use a little bit of clean guitar right there, but they did that in another one of the tracks. I think it was Darkness Rising. But again, it's like it's very in the back. They really don't focus on it. Very subtle. Yeah. And the next track is an interlude, so I fucking love Oceano interludes too. We're already blazing through this. This is track 6 out of 9. Like, we're fucking...
Nice.
Yeah. 6 out of 9. Let me make sure that I did anything. Yeah. I think it's so fucking loud. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Fucking burning my soul.
Speaking of Metallica.
Now, the next one is an official music video. I don't know when that one came out, because I have not watched that one yet. I think that might have been in the past few weeks, maybe. Carry the Spark says, but in the I say this is overall probably my favorite sound for them so far across all the albums. I mean, I don't think anything could ever touch Depths. Like, that shit is just like so fucking insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is it's definitely, it's different, but also like they've used some of these things sparingly. Like some of the synth work is in like the second and third albums. Like I went back and listened to them.
What the fuck was that?
It was the bass. Let's restart it. Hold on. That's some faceless shit.
That's kind of like a weird chord.
Yeah, 1 month ago. So it was a few weeks ago. Never seen Adam all dressed up in a club.
What's her name from Pirates?
You're next on the list.
That's the room where you play a Ocelot in Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh, well, slow down. Like, they don't even really use an 808 there. It's just like that fucking snare hits so hard. That was probably the most Oceano song on this album, though, for sure.
Yeah.
It was very much like straight up deathcore Oceano. So this one's the title track. This kind of reminds me of like Revelations, Dead Planet. Yeah.
They played right off after Arrow. That was around the time that JT joined Era. I think it was
Also-
that, like, the first album with JT.
Welcome Andrew once a band. Very curious how the album's gonna end though.
I predict it's gonna be a melodic ending.
Yeah. You think he's gonna do some like cleans? You think he's gonna like sing in this? Because a lot of people were
Probably.
thinking, a lot of people were like, watch, he's gonna do some, R&B. So I'm very curious. Looking forward to my stream next Friday. We'll see what the releases are, but I promise you it will not be a month and a half to 2 months. It's kind of got a Periphery kind of riff to it. It reminds me like an ending track, yeah, an ending track to a Periphery album. I wouldn't have been mad if they threw in another song or two. Yeah, I mean, they did have the interlude that was 2.5 minutes, so that's like 30 minutes, that's like Knock Loose, which is a different vibe. A little bit of clean, layered. They're like, oh, you thought we were getting soft.
That's not a different.
It's like teasing you with soft and then heavy and then soft. Oh, a little bit of fricka. True Odds of Man says, see how much better the payoff is when you ease off the gas sometimes? Take note, first band.
Yeah.
It is very similar, kind of, you know? It's like melodic and heavy. It's like it's a breakdown, but it's like a melodic breakdown. Oh, they gonna do something here? Yeah, well, we still got two minutes left. I don't know.
I like that riff.
A little bit of Sever the King.
Yeah.
Well, that was it. Shit. All right. Here, let me go to this and pause on that so I can see it on the screen. All right, so we just listened to the new album from Oceano, Living Chaos. So now we're going to talk about it a little bit, give you your thoughts, some track highlights, go into a deeper discussion with my co-host Jordan, and come back around and give you our ratings for our on-the-spot first listen album review. So if y'all couldn't tell, Oceano is one of my favorite bands of all time. I've been following them since 2008 or whatever. I love Adam as well, just as a dude. I think he puts out a lot of crazy good music. He does like R&B stuff that I like as well, and all that. But again, you know, so I love Oceano, and I had a lot of hype for this because of the addition of the melodic notes that were in the singles that they put out ever since Mass Produced, that first track, when that random like solo, very beautiful guitar solo came out of nowhere that I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh my god, that is fucking wonderful. Hopefully they do more of that. And then they put out the next track and it had like synth in it, and I was like, you know, holy shit, you know, I don't know where they're gonna go here. So a lot of people were kind of worried, you know, the people on the other end of the spectrum, who's, you know, all death metal, deathcore, hell yeah, brother. Adam's gonna start singing in this, which there are some cleans, but you know, we'll get to that in a minute. I think this met my expectations and pretty much exceeded it. I think this was, you know, great. Of course, I'm a fucking Oceano fanboy. I've said that I would go see Adam Warren do just vocals and still crowd kill to that. Just Adam's vocals. So you know, hey, but we've got a Jordan in the house who I don't think has listened to every Oceano album as I have.
We've listened to the first one, not so much the second one. Ascendance. Was there another one in between there? I can't remember.
There was like two in between that. There's I might get the order of these wrong, but it's Depths, Contagion, the fucking other one that I can't remember the name of, then Ascendance and Revelations. 5 total albums.
Yeah, so I've listened to Depths and Contagion, Ascendance, and then I haven't listened to Revelations.
And the other one. I can't remember the name of the other one.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that one.
that was like 2010 or so, I think, something like that. But anyways, I thought this was great. You know, and I do want to say the thing is about this album, with those notes of melody and stuff that they had on there, they really don't push it too hard. I think they balance it out perfectly, for what they were trying to go for. I, of course, love when bands add melody into heaviness and add that beauty. And Oceano did that, but they didn't go, you know, I think they played it a little safe for their fan base. I think they knew, you know, that, you know, some people would probably get a little too turned off, but I think they still met it in a way that, like, I'm not saying they played it safe in a bad way. I think they met it in a way, they approached it in such a way, to get across the sound they wanted, while still retaining the Oceano sound. It's very much Oceano. There's a few tracks on here, I think, like Living Chaos, Price of Pain. I think those ones are very Oceano at heart, very much, especially like Contagion. A lot of this borrows from like that era of Oceano, in my opinion. And of course some of it also from like Revelations and more recent stuff. But I don't think they go more overboard with it at all. The that guitar solo, there's some clean like guitar leads, but they're in the background. And also the cleans, I said there were some cleans, they're very, very, very faint. You can almost miss them. I think there's only 2 parts where there's some cleans. There could be more, maybe I missed it, but it's very, very faint, and it's layered. You've got screams and all the rest of the music, and then there's like just like somewhere like buried in like the second layer is like some like background cleans. You can't even really tell. It's like just enough to like give it a little kick. So I appreciate him for that. Of course, again, I would be happy if they fucking went all in on it, but other people wouldn't. And so I think they played it just the right amount to kind of appease to like both people and tease it while still being heavy. It is a little bit slightly more mid-tempo, I think, than other Oceano stuff, but again, Contagion and look, I gotta look up this other fucking album because it's gonna piss me off because I can't remember the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Contagion. No, hold on. Albums. Incisions. All right, I'll take my time with these incisions. That one. Incisions and Contagion. Those are both have a lot of mid-tempo kind of stuff in there. So I think it borrows a lot from that. Not really too much from Depths, I don't think. But hey, nothing can touch Depths. So but yeah, I thought this was pretty great. Let's say production wise, right off the bat, first track, instantly drum production is fucking through the roof, outstanding. I think I said it in one of my song reactions. The drums are fucking phenomenal. You can hear every fucking note, and the dude is like playing every note. He's fucking over there doing these little fucking ting-tings and teetlees and all this good shit, and you can hear every fucking moment of it, and I love it. It is layered perfectly. There is some you could maybe say I think the bass could come up a little bit, like the bass guitar. There are notes, they've got the bass like solo stuff, but I think it could just be the YouTube compression that is an issue. The bass kind of was a little bit flat, but outside of that, I think the rest of it was pretty perfect. I think Adam's vocals were great, and really honestly not even that high up in the mix. They probably could have came up even a little bit more for my taste. I like loud vocals. but I think they were really well done. They were, you know, not overbearing or anything like that. So I think a lot of people would be happy with that. But sonically, I think it was kind of interesting how a lot of the melodic stuff kind of gave note to more of a death metal kind of feel, more than like deathcore. So I think some people can probably appreciate that even more. You know, I don't think they, especially with the mid tempo, it's kind of like mid when I think we did a Cannibal Corpse album review not too long ago, and it was like very mid tempo, and it kind of reminds me of that. You know, they didn't really focus on a lot of the blast beats. They were in there, but older Oceano was definitely, you know, just nonstop blast beats and then just explosive ass breakdown. They've still got some pretty explosive ass breakdowns in this as well. Really filthy. Adam's vocals, I don't really even need to go into it. I think he is great, and he continues to do peak vocals. Guitar work is really nice. Again, there's like some really like kind of death metal kind of riffs. There's riffs in here that really kind of stand out. And again, with stuff like, you know, fast mid-tempo deathcore with breakdowns, a lot of those things can kind of get lost. And so again, I noticed a lot of those things. You know, maybe I'm dick riding again. I think it was just really nice. And then again, the clean stuff, clean vocals, the synth work, clean guitar, solos, they're all in here, but they're like just a little accoutrements. They're not really focused on. They're there if you want them, and I want them, and I like it. But I think, you know, again, for their fan base, I think they played it just the right amount to where it's not, you know, oh my God, Oceano went fucking soft. And speaking of which, a lot of people are also worried. You know, I don't want to go into Adam's personal life. He seems to have. A lot of people thought he seems to have maybe converted or something, that he has like some like slightly Christian notes. I don't know. And so people were like, oh, you know, is he gonna fucking preach in the new Oceano album? I didn't get any of that here. I got Oceano. So, whatever. To all those people, I think this was pretty much this is the evolution of Oceano, and I think it works out perfectly. I thought it was great. I think my favorite part of the album was Wasted Life, the very first track. Very, very faint cleans. I had to like rewind it. And it's like, he says this line. I don't know the vocal. I don't know what he says. He says this line, and then repeated right after it is like this light, clean. I'm pretty sure it's clean singing. Like it's so light that it's in there. But you can kind of hear him say it, and he does it again. And it's right at the end of the track. Go back and listen to it. See if y'all catch it. Just subtle little shit like that, I think, is such a cool touch. Again, without, you know, changing the vibe of what you would expect from Oceano. So I thought it was pretty perfect. So Jordan, what did you think?
I thought this was excellent. I don't really have too many notes. I have a couple here and there. I'll say musically, I think they hit the right notes. I think it, you know, quelled my expectations, met my expectations, you know, pretty well. And just a little bit here and there, they went above my expectations here, which is really good. But I think as a package, I think I'm wanting a little bit more. I think there could have been like one or two more songs.
Yep.
It's definitely like it comes and then it goes. You know, it has its moments, definitely through the whole album. I won't even say there's a couple moments. I mean, there's a lot of them on here. But I definitely would like a little bit more. I think they could have pushed a little bit more of the melody, a little bit more too. You know, I think they could have had like just a super crushing, you know, kind of like depth style, you know, fucking just explosive ass song, you know, that just blows everyone out of the water. But I think they played it. You know, just a little bit safe on this, if not a little bit too safe. I think they definitely could have pushed their sound a lot more. In the beginning, whenever the first singles came out, I was kind of worried because the first song was definitely a lot more melodic. But within the context of the album, I think it works fairly well. I definitely like it this time around a lot more than the first time. Yeah, I mean, the first couple songs on the album are pretty good. They really started out really well, and they kind of show off everything that's kind of come throughout the album in the first song, which I think is a good album opener. Kind of just let everyone know what they're kind of getting into at the beginning, um, without showing too much. They just had that little bit of the cleans, like that little tiny touch, a little tiny bit of melody in there, but just not too much. I think second song, which was the first one, I think it, like I said, it works a lot better in the context of the album. Third song, Darkness Rising, I think is probably my favorite or one of my favorites, other than the interlude, because that's an interlude. And I think the last song, it's a tie between Darkness Rising and the last song for my favorite. I think the last song was a really, really cool album closer. Uh, I did think they would kind of do a little bit more melody, but it was definitely weaved in a lot more in that song. So I definitely can appreciate that there. Um, you know, vocals crazy. Don't really have to say too much about that. Drumming was great. I think the little touches of groove in the drums and all the little splashes and all the little things definitely brought it out. The production definitely lent it, uh, to having those kind of things. There's a the production is kind of spacious, uh, kind of similar to like Ascendance. Ascendance definitely had kind of that, but even then, I think Ascendance had like a lot more of like the like kind of sub bass in that album. That album kind of has like a weird kind of low end and it's kind of compressed. But this is definitely a lot more open than that, um, and still kind of has like that kind of like atmosphere, but not too far into that kind of like spacey atmosphere here. It's just more of kind of like a general atmosphere and kind of like a dark kind of like feeling, which I thought was really cool. Um, Guitars, I didn't think there was too many like standout riffs for me. I can't remember. I think it was Living Chaos. I had one that was kind of like a melodic, but it was kind of like death metal riff. It was like kind of like a thing that kind of like went with everything. I thought that was a really standout moment for me. Um, Interlude, of course, that's an interlude. Can't have an Oceano album without an interlude. You have to have it, and I definitely appreciate it when deathcore bands, they go that melodic route and they definitely step it up and kind of like show off their musicianship and their creativity and kind of like throw their own kind of like spins, and kind of like show off their kind of like a little bit more of their outside influences on usually on like an interlude, and I definitely see that here. It's very kind of like moody, kind of uh dark but not too dark kind of sounding. It's got like that little bit of like just kind of like reflections. It's kind of like a melancholic kind of
Hmm.
feeling a little bit, which I thought was really cool and definitely fit the album. Especially right after the wounds never healed kind of song, which was seemed a little bit more of like a emotional kind of uh, song, with the video and everything. So I definitely think that little moment right in the middle of the album was a real standout moment for me as well. Other than that, I just wish there was maybe one or two more songs. Really, no other complaints. Um, they could have pushed, the melody and like the cleans a little bit more, and I wouldn't have really uh, had any opposition to it. So I think on the next album, if they even do a next album, I don't know. It took them so long, and there was so much, there was so much like going on around this album. Hopefully, they can pull it together and kind of like get back to normalcy. And I think the next album they'll probably push that a little bit more We'll have to see. But I think this is definitely one of my favorite albums of theirs that I've heard. I think I like this a little bit more than Ascendance. I think I like it more than Contagion. Contagion is probably my least listened to, but Depths is just like nothing is really going to top that. So I think this is sits really well in their discography for me. So I'll have to go back and listen to the Incisions and the Revelations one.
Mm-hmm.
See how those stack up. It's definitely top for me.
Yeah, I'll add that I thought I did for sure mean to mention that it could have been longer. For sure, you take out the interlude; it was only like 30 minutes. Definitely could have pushed that more. Again, maybe they didn't want to. Maybe they were just trying to play it safe. I don't know. I don't know if they have any on the cutting room floor or what. But I definitely think it could have had another track. Maybe just one more track and an outro would have been cool. Something like that. An instrumental outro would have been, I think, would have fit really nicely on this. But even still, I think the album is, as it sits. We'll get to the ratings in a second, but there's still, still could have been a little bit more. But also I think Broken Curse, you were talking about the last track, was also I think one of my favorites as well, because how it kind of keeps your emotions in check, because it keeps switching up between like this melodic kind of groove into a heavy, and it's like it doesn't know what it wants to show you. Like it keeps just like changing it up. It's like, are we like sad? Are we angry? I don't know. And then it's like, and then it has a breakdown that is melodic, so it like starts blending them together. It's really cool. It's really cool ending track. So I think that into an outro would have been like beautiful. But yeah, so what would you rate this?
I'm gonna give it a 9. Very high up there. It's definitely not a 10. Depths is the 10 for me, but it's very, very high up there.
So y'all know me. I'm gonna give it a 10. And that is with the asterisk that I think there's, again, there was room for still a little bit more on here. But as it sits, even with what we got, I think what is on here is just like, I think, really incredible work. It is such a growth, from what they were, but also, still notes of all of that, I think I said it in my Wounds Never Healed video, or I said it in our group chat when we were talking about it when it first came out. I went back and listened to Contagion and Incisions, and there's one track on there, I'd have to find it, that is almost identical to Wounds Never Healed. So a lot of people were saying it was a little bit different, from what they were like, I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm telling you, you go back to those albums and it's got a lot of this in it. I think it's always been there. It's just, it's not really focused on. So I thought it was really cool that they kind of brought that out in this album. So 10 out of 10 for me. Of course, I had to. 9 out of 10 for Jordan. I think this is great stuff. I'm really happy with it. Definitely going to be in the top probably 5 of the year. Is it going to be album of the year? I don't know. I don't even know what all we fucking listened to this year, but we'll have to go back and see.
Knock Loose. I don't think it touches those albums for me. Those were definitely 10s, but it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely could be top 5. We'll have to see if Scion and whatever else comes out.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so great job to Oceano. All right. Carry the Spark says that's a 10. Oceano is even better live, which is saying something. That was where I got like Oceano. Like, so like when I very first heard Oceano, they were so like over the top for the time. Like it was just, they were just like so fucking obnoxious, like heavy how they were compared to all the other stuff that was going on at the time. Like District of Misery was just like fucking ridiculous. And then like I remember specifically like MySpace days, like going on YouTube and finding a live video of Oceano and Adam doing these like fucking pterodactyl vocals live, and it was like almost funny, like how just like ridiculous it fucking was. And then you go and see him, and it's like it hits. It's just like so fucking crazy. He's so good. But yeah, so that is the end of the stream. We did it. I thought it was a pretty well done stream. Had fun. Glad I overcame my dread of coming back to streaming after a break. So we did have a donation from Chaotic Fantasy, so be on the lookout for that stream. We'll see what the releases are for next week and stuff, and stay tuned. If y'all are all in the Discord, I'll post whether we're not going to stream or what's going to happen. I may not see your messages or posts instantly because I always have Discord muted because you get way too many notifications from that fucking thing. If there is one, there will be at least one more stream. I'm sure there will be more than that. There will be more streams. So, but now I gotta go to the bathroom now. So, appreciate all y'all for coming. Stay tuned for next week, and we will see y'all then. So, old head Mike, young ass Jordan, reminding you, never too old for this.